Ugh. And the wall and my ceiling is showing. Hi everyone. How is everyone doing? This looks like one of those weight loss things that people put on when they want to burn so many calories. And my hair on this side is always showing. By the way, this is not one of those things, but it does on camera. I wanted to come on and talk to you all because I was talking to myself and pretending I was doing an interview on TV and just answering questions in my head. I literally was doing that like 10 minutes ago. I do that sometimes, by the way. So let me see if anyone actually comes in and and speaks in the chat. Let's see. All messages. Hi, show every message, including potential spam. Yeah, so let's show all messages. Hi, Squeal. I miss you. How have you been? What? Why are you saying, oh my God? Who else is gonna come on? I just wanted to talk about random stuff. How are you? Are you fully divorced now? Um, all right, only Squeal is on here. And then we have another person, but I don't know if they're gonna say anything. Oh, I don't know how to get. Ooh, really? Have you spoken to an attorney? So, how is everyone? There's other people in here. Please say hello in the chat. I'd appreciate it. Let's talk about some stuff. I've seen a lot of end of days are here. No, don't say that. Don't say that. I've seen a lot of YouTubers that go on Piers Morgan. I'm like, maybe I should write in to see if I can get booked by like Piers Morgan. I'm sure he would love to hear my take about this whole Palestine Israel stuff. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not anti that. Trump doesn't even smoke or drink, which I can relate to because I don't either. And we don't need a personality in order to do it. We don't need a personality to drink. No, you know, I mean, I actually prefer him over Biden, but as you know, we don't have to keep talking about that. I've said that so many times. So how you been? Are you working? Are you like did you find something to do, keep you out the house? You lost weight. I did. I didn't really talk about it on my channel, but I've lost a lot of weight. More weight than last time. I've lost a ton of weight. Like, remember how last summer I lost like 40 pounds? And then once I started to once I stopped doing YouTube and then I was teaching ESL for a year from home. I just started eating overnight. And so now for the past 4 months, I've been walking everywhere. Like I've been walking to work, I've been walking a lot of miles and not for exercise reasons, just to get to where I need to go. And so, yeah, I lost a lot of like more weight. I probably lost maybe like 54 pounds. So I'm probably like 189 or I haven't checked my weight in a month. Yesterday was a month. So a month ago I was 194. And so now I'm probably like 180 or 185 or maybe 170. I don't know. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight. And I wasn't even like trying. It's just that I've been walking everywhere. I knew you were gonna say you lost it. I knew you were gonna say that. Don't take this the wrong way, but you copy me all the time. I knew you were gonna say you lost the weight after I said that. You know. So even this jacket that I'm wearing used to never fit me. So yeah. Yep. And I'm not even on a diet. Oh, hey, Sharon, it's been a long time. I'm not even on a diet. I eat what I want. It's just I've been walking everywhere since I don't have a vehicle. I haven't had a vehicle in like 9 months. Yep. So it's been a while. 10 months maybe. So it's a blessing, so to speak. Literally on Friday, I walked close to 24 miles on Friday. So that's a lot of calories. See, yep. My tablet not working well. Sharon, you never gave me some dinero. You never gave me money to my Cash App. I'm mad at you. And the thing is, I wasn't even planning or trying to lose weight. It just happened because I was doing a lot of walking and stuff. To the point where my manager was like, she's like, boy, each time I see you, you're getting smaller and smaller. I'm like, this was maybe 3 months ago when she said that. And I was like, it's interesting you say that because I eat like a dog when I go home, but I felt that I was losing weight because I walk, to work, and then I walk at work. Oh, you're okay? So yeah, I need batteries. I don't know what my exact weight is because my scale um ran out of juice. So I need to buy some new batteries so I can put it in my scale to see what it says. An angel saved Trump because he's the Antichrist. Missed you too. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I personally feel like that whole situation was orchestrated by our government, by America's government. So I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna know why it happened or how it happened or but I feel like it was orchestrated. 100%. Like no doubt. How did you see? No, I've been working. I've been working like a dog. I've been working. I've been working, and since entering back into the corporate world, I just am so anti-liberal. I'm sorry. uh like Sharon, you're still on here? A huge geyser exploded. Oh, no, I haven't been paying attention much. I just been working. I've been busy. Yep. So, um yeah. Mm, having trouble staying on. As rich as you are, you should not be having trouble. Is he? I didn't know that. Well, he's probably going to kiss Kamala Harris's ass, maybe. Who knows? Trump was actually in my state not too long ago. It was a private party. I met a woman at a retail store, and she has this fancy job, and we're talking. She was like, "Yeah, I actually just left not too long ago from a private party, when Trump was there." And I was like, "The president?" Former. She's like, "Yeah." Um, she does work with famous people. Uh, that's been the word on the street that he's not alive. I don't know. I hope that's not true. I mean, not really a fan, but I hope he's alive. Why, Sharon? I'm not sure when that video was, but I didn't watch her speech. Was it today or was it yesterday? And then Biden was in the background and Kamala Harris was talking when he goes, I don't know what he said, but he was calling her kid or whatever. Like, I think he said, "You got this, kid," or whatever. So I'm not sure if that was today or yesterday. No, I didn't see it. I did not see it. But did she comply? I'm sure she didn't comply. Not saying that shooting anyone is a justification for not complying, but that's what usually happens. Is that in America? No, I haven't seen it. She complied? Oh, okay. No, I don't want to watch anyone getting shot. I actually had a police officer tell me something the other day. He was, and it's like, you're smart about it. I mean, why would you want to be complicated? And I just think he was having a bad day, but I mean, I didn't do anything wrong per se, but I just walked across the streets to the other side so I can go home. And I didn't take a crosswalk or nothing. So I just walked across the street on the median. You know what a median is? Basically what separates one car going in one flow of a direction on the other side of the street to the next. So there was no cars, and so he came out from one side of the road and made a left turn to my side of the road. And then literally as I was walking on the median to the red light where he stopped, so clearly I was not impeding traffic or nothing or stopping traffic, because he had time to even say what he said. He was like, "Oh, this is the second time I've seen you walk across the street illegally. The next time you do it, I'm going to give you a ticket for jaywalking." And I was like, "I apologize." And he just left. And I did some more research. I did research when I went home. I'm like, I didn't even know there was a ticket for jaywalking. So I asked a police officer about it, and he was like, "I've never issued a ticket for jaywalking in my 30 years of being in service." He was like, "He probably would have given you a misdemeanor." And I'm like, "Isn't a misdemeanor like a low crime or something?" He was like, "The DA would have thrown it out anyway." So he was having a bad day, because I mean, there's no such thing as a ticket here for that. But yeah, she complied. But I haven't really seen him ever since. And I have been pressing that crosswalk button. But even a crosswalk button doesn't even work in the favor of a pedestrian, because even when it's your turn to cross the street, there are still cars trying to turn or trying to literally be in your way. And then when you're walking in general, there's cars that are blocking the sidewalk, which that's illegal. So, or there's people who are riding bikes on the sidewalk, instead of on the street. Sharon, don't leave. So, I mean, He was just having a bad day, I guess. Whatever. And I felt like when I told him I apologized, I kind of felt like his energy was like, okay. Like, in other words, he wasn't as mad. He wasn't really mad. I wouldn't say he was mad, but in other words, he just, the anger or the slight agitation or the irritation of me jaywalking for him to get mad was not there anymore after I said I apologize. So yeah. And so by technicality, I mean, he was right because literally the next day I was like, is there even a crosswalk nearby? Sharon, how's your husband? Is he doing better? But I literally was going to tell this man, thank you for your service. But before I can even verbalize that, he just came with the bullshit and told me what he told me. Now, there are states that do issue tickets for jaywalking, but it's not typical in mine. And I was reading on Google that they used to do that in California, but they stopped doing that in 2017, 2018, because it was a reason for profiling or whatever. Just like in, what's that state? Just like in some state, I forgot the name of it, you can't have an air freshener, which is crazy. I forgot what state it was, where the guy had an air freshener and then he had some flags on his card and he got stopped and then the woman shot him as opposed to tased him. I forgot the state. I don't remember. So what do you guys want to talk about? What do you mean your end of days? What does that mean? Oh, what I don't like, and it's not in terms of you, but in terms of people, what I don't like is when people who aren't from America talk about American politics. It's like, it just gets on my nerves. Um, or like gets involved. Even I don't care what party or who they like. I don't, even if they like Trump or whatever. It's just, I don't know. Just leave. I'm like, I don't pay attention. I don't care about your country's politics. I don't know. I just I don't really I don't like it. And it's to the point where people just get so passionate about it that you're like, well, wait, I thought you're an American. And then when you hear them speaking, you're like, they're not American. It's just something about that. And I do understand that America is like the control of the whole world and stuff and the influence over everybody and the countries and stuff. But it's just something about other countries talking about it, and it's like they don't live here, so they only see what they see on TV versus actually living here. It's probably that. It's like I'm not going to talk about Sweden's politics or get so hung up about it if I don't live in Sweden. Like, I honestly don't care about any other country but America. Like, I don't. I really don't. So when people talk about America, I'm like, well, how can you tell me about my country when you don't live here? You're only going by what you read off an article or what you see on TV or whatever, but you don't really live in a country, you know? So, and another reason why I don't like other countries talking about America is because other countries don't like Americans or America, but yet many of them want to come here or live here. A lot of people in Europe, people in Canada, people like in the UK, people in the Middle East, people in Africa. It's like they don't like America and they don't like Americans, and they associate what our government does to other countries with us, which is highly ignorant. It's like me associating what your country may do to another country or something. Like you don't have control over that just as much as I don't have control over what Joe Biden does to Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever. So that's the other part of it too. You know, um, I don't know. That's just how I see it. That's just how I am about it, and that's just how I see it. Well, I'm an American and I'm not dumb and I know the world. That's not all of us. No, I don't think I have a low IQ. But I know like a lot of Canadians like don't like Americans, which I mean I don't care, or people from the UK, because of the whole English thing, or people from the Middle East or Africa, whatever. But it's like my thing is like if they don't like us, it's like why pay attention to what's going on and what we do, you know? So I mean I get it. Like America is like the influencer of the world. Like literally the feminist movement of America is all the way in the Middle East, all the way to other parts of the world. So it's like people copy what we do, you know. It's just people copy what we do. So it's like, for example, a girl from Saudi Arabia who never stepped foot in America looks like an American, want to look like a Kylie Jenner or a Kardashian or whatever, but they never stepped foot in America. And that's all because of social media and what they see on TV and stuff like that. So, which is still weird to me. It's really weird to see a Saudi girl want to look like an American. That's just how I see it. I'm up to date. What do you mean? On my IQ? What's the common denominator in America is? I mean, I we're not the only country that's done bad things. We're just ridiculed more about it because we're the most powerful country in the world. That's why. Because we're the most powerful. So the most powerful does the most damage. So or can do the most damage. So I mean, and this is what people like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden wants. They want wars, you know. So the conservatives today, they don't want wars. Anyways, like in my state, and I'm sure Sharon, I'm sure you can answer this too. We're getting a lot of people from like Sudan and a lot of people, especially from Morocco or Mauritania, which is another like Arab country in Africa, whatever. You know, we're getting a lot of those people. Um, so, and those people, they don't really like They don't like American values or what America stands for, but at the same time, it's like they come here and they want to reap the benefits of what America provides, but still hates the values that America stands on. So, I mean, yeah, I just don't like when people talk about America if they're not American. Like I don't even care if they live in America. If you have like an Irish accent or a British accent or something and it's like you live here, I still kind of feel a ways about that too. It's probably just I don't know, maybe it's probably like the patriot thing in me or the nationalist or the birth thing to me. Like I don't even see people who lived here like for 30 years, if they're like, I don't know, 55, but they've lived here for 30 years, to me, they're still not American. That's just my perception. That's just how I see it. To me, it's like being an American means like you were born in America. It doesn't mean like coming here being a citizen. That's just how I see it, you know. So even when Ann Coulter, when she said she would not vote for Vivek Ramaswamy because he's an Indian, like I saw her point, even though he was born in Ohio and he's second generation, I can still see what she means by that because in her outlook, it's like, well, you're not white and you're not a Christian and your parents are from India. So it's not historically what America is. So I'm not going to vote for you. And to me, that's not even a racial thing. It's just what history is. So, and a lot of people thought what she said was racist, but I don't think that's a racist thing. And then she went on another show and said something different. She said, well, she won't vote for a second generation. She would vote for his kids who are third generation. But that's not what she said in the over hour interview with Vivek. She just said she would not vote for him because he's Indian. Um, but even not voting for someone who's second generation, I can see that as well. I can see someone's perspective. You know, doesn't mean I agree with it, but I can see her perspective for saying she won't vote for someone who's second generation. Um, So, I mean, there's always a pro or a point to someone's view, even if you don't agree with it. Because, I mean, it's just like history. It's the same thing. If I become a Saudi citizen, I can't be a prince, because I'm not from that royal family. I can't go to the UK and be a prince, right? I can't be a prime minister, in Russia or, I don't know, a president in China. So I can see the point of someone saying, well, you're not Anglo Saxon, you're not a Christian you know, I'm not going to vote for you. Your last name is weird as hell. I can see someone's point, you know. And so, like, I'm tired of people just bringing up race into it. And those people who feel um, how and culture feels, it's like controversial to even say that, or those people are not being heard. And so it's like if you want to honor and respect and give dignity, grace, and respect to freedom of speech, it should be given to all people, even for the sides that you don't agree on. It shouldn't just given to people whose view is accepted. So I'm staying away from toxic, stressful. I mean, I'm not really stressed about it. Actually, somebody at work, I don't know. She really was trying to get in my business today, but I wasn't really answering her. But I told her if you ask me questions politically, I'd probably answer, although that's something you don't want to do at work. Um, but yeah, why do Republicans want? So I'm not sure if that's all Republicans. I didn't realize I have a new governor since October of um, last year, and he's one of those people that want the Ten Commandments in school. I actually disagree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I agree with the Constitution. So but but that's not everywhere. Sharon, that's not in your state, is it? About having the Ten Commandments in school. I mean, I haven't heard it on the news for it to be on the federal level, but it was something that's been passed in my state. I mean, I guess again, there also can be a pro or a point in being made when it's not something you believe in. It's like the Pledge of Allegiance in America. It's like you have to stand up, put your hand over your heart. For someone like me, who's as patriotic as they are now, even growing up, I sometimes I didn't stand up, or like what Colin Kaepernick did is nothing new. Like growing up, I knew people that sat down during the Pledge of Allegiance, or I knew people like me who didn't actually do the Pledge of Allegiance, right? You know, but now considering that I believe in just like America and being, not that I didn't believe in before, but I'm just like a full on diehard American. Yeah, I mean, I would put my hand over my heart for the Pledge of Allegiance, but in school, I literally didn't do it. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't do it. I'm too old to care. But what I'm saying is, before Colin Kaepernick did his thing, I'm like, dude, like I've known people who sat down, who didn't even stand up, you know. Um, so I actually heard Joey Behar talked about that today on The View about JD Vance. I'm not sure if that's true or not. They say anything on that show. People who don't care about politics have privilege. No, some people just don't care. It's too stressful. Some people just don't want to talk about it, don't want to care about it. I told someone today at work, I'm like, I start to care about it once it starts to affect my life, you know? So once it started to, no, if she doesn't want or she doesn't care about politics, again, if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But it's like, you shouldn't say you don't respect it. I mean, you can say that, but it's like, if someone has a view on something, right? If someone has a view on something and you don't agree with it, it's like you shouldn't be mad at that person. And that's the problem. It's like people don't want to hear somebody's different view. What was I about to say? I don't even remember what I was about to say. Something about work or whatever. I feel like I'm having Joe Biden brain. I forgot what I was about to say, what point I was about to make. I'm just tired. But um so yeah, but now it's like I would put my hand over heart. Like I honestly, I don't care about. It's not that I don't care, but I just care about America and Americans and what America's going through and how we should fix stuff. I don't really care about Ukraine. I don't even care about where my parents come from. I don't care about Palestine. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about the Middle East. I don't even see myself as being Arab. I see myself as being like an American. That's it. You know. Um so like it's not that I don't feel sympathy for people what they're going through. It's just that I don't really have or don't want to hear anything other than how are we going to fix America and what are we going to do about it. That's the only thing I care about. Yeah. So it's like again, it's more important or it's more logical to care about what's going on in America than to care about what's going on in Ghana, right? What's that going to do for me? You know, you know what I mean? So, and it's okay to say that. It's okay to say you have other things that are more important in your life right now. It's not privilege. That's called being an individual. And the problem with the left is they want to be a collective, and a lot of people, they're not wired to be a collective. They think for themselves and their family and their household, and they just don't want to think about other people, and that's okay. That's okay too. So, and that's fine. It's fine to say you don't like you have other stuff to worry about. So I started to care about politics when it started to affect my life. I didn't give a rat's ass about politics in college, which was not too long ago. I know I look young in the face. 7 years ago, or in high school. I actually saw one of my, I'm not going to call him a professor, but technically I guess he was, but was working on his PhD. I even saw one of my professors who taught me like introduction to world politics in college in Starbucks, and we started talking. And he even said, he's like, yeah, I quit. He's like, he told me straight up, he was like, I quit college. I was working on my dissertation, to get my PhD, and I was doing it on fertility rates with women, and my boss was telling me how I should just add governmental data into my paper as to how government can help women with fertility rate issues. And he did not like what his boss was saying, because from talking to him, ideologically he's like a conservative, although he's like Romanian, you know. And so he said he quit. He didn't like the liberal stuff that was given to him to put on his paper, you know. Um, and this is like my former professor in college. Now we agreed on everything that we spoke about. One thing we didn't agree on was Ukraine, because he lives close to Ukraine. He's Romanian. That's not too far from Ukraine. I was like, well, I don't like the money that's going to Ukraine, and so I'm sure he didn't agree with that because again, he's a foreigner. But that's something that we disagreed on. But we agreed on everything else, including the vaccines that he did not take. So yeah, and it's okay to disagree. I mean, I was talking to this lady the other day in the grocery store. She's like, "Oh, you should run for politics. What do you do for a living?" She was a Democrat. You know, and she kept telling me about Project 2025. And I was saying, I know like the big media corporations are talking about that and how bad it is, da 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 da. I'm not going to comment on that because I haven't read the thing yet. She's like, "Oh, you should read it," which I highly doubt she read a 900-page documentation about Project 2025. That's it's 900 pages long. I doubt anybody read that long about it. And some of the things I agree in it, and some of it I don't. But um, but yeah, I mean, I want border security. you know, that's one of them. So, like, I'm actually, I'm personally way more radical than Trump is on immigration. Not only do I want border security, I want electricity around them border walls. So if you touch that wall and try to come here illegally, you're dead. That's how bad I am, um, than Trump is about it. You know, especially because nobody is talking about the fentanyl that's killing those kids or killing adults. That's the stuff that's coming from the borders. That's fine. But as soon as you say you don't want illegal immigrants here, all of a sudden it's prejudice. But you don't care about the American citizens that are dying from the stuff that's coming from over there, you know? So I'm way more radical than he is about it, you know? And I'm tired of them living here. I'm tired of them being here. I remember one time on here, I was complaining about how illegal immigrants live around me. People were like, well, move. Why the fucking hell should I, as a fucking American, a birthed American, why should I move from my place in order for immigrants who are here illegal to have an environment that they don't even belong in? That's crazy. I'm not moving. They should move. They should go back to their country. They don't belong here. So why should I move? It doesn't make any sense. And this is the liberal party now. It's like, no, I'm not moving. They need to move. They need to get the fuck out of here. You know? So, and not only do they live here, it's like, it's so crazy the fact that these people can even get electricity when a lot of states have a monopoly going on with electricity, where you just ruled by one leading power of an electrical company, where literally you have to have some type of identification in order to get electricity. And you mean to tell me these illegals who are coming here who don't have an ID or nothing can still get electricity? And this is why I don't believe in international elections, because if you can get electricity, water, gas, internet in your apartment and you're here illegally, just imagine what you can do with voting, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I'm more radical about it than Trump. They need to move. They need to get out of here. They're taking up space. America is fully capacitated. We don't need more people here, legal or illegal. And they need to stop reaping the benefits of our taxpayer dollars. That's what they're doing. You know, living in hotels for free, getting free healthcare, uh, getting free Visa cards in certain states, and other free incentives. Like, they're getting treated way more better than average Americans. So yeah, they have to go. And so it's like, if mainstream media actually want to be taken seriously, certain shows like The View would have someone on with my train of thought, as opposed to as to two fake conservatives on that show. You know, Anna Navarro and Lisa Farrah Griffin, who aren't even conservative. They need to have an actual person who has that belief, someone that lives in Iowa, Montana, Louisiana, whatever, who has that kind of belief. But they're not going to do that because, again, you know, that show's owned by Disney, and you can't have that kind of actual perspective on TV, you know? So that's what an average American thinks about. Half of America has my view about what I just said. Half, you know? So, you know, half of America don't want, I mean, maybe they want legal immigrants here, but half of America at least don't want illegals here. They don't want them here. You know, I don't want either or, you know, because it's just like, it's crazy. It's too many people. Too many people. Like, literally 80%, maybe more, 85%, 85 plus percent of people in Walmart are probably illegal immigrants as customers. So they need to do something about that. That's crazy. Yep, you should. That's what Trump said, and he better do it. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yep, you should. I'm sure your husband agree with that. Yeah, if you're here illegally, yep, you should kick them out. Yep. 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 That's what Trump said he's gonna do. He's gonna deport the illegals. That's what he said under Time Magazine in an interview. Yep. Yep. You can start around the corner, around the block here. They can start doing it now. They can start doing it. They're over here. Let me call ICE real quick. Yeah, they do. Right now, I serve these people. I'm telling you, they are worse than animals. And to me, that's disrespect to animals, but they are literally worse than animals. You know, worse. Yep. Yeah. Why? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I know you live up north, but at this point, Sharon, the 50 states of America are border states. But I live in a state where it's like influxed with them, and I serve these motherfuckers. They don't have respect. They don't. They think they're entitled. They don't have respect at all. They're rude as fuck. Yep. 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 Yeah, if you're not born here, I don't care if your kid is from the illegal, I don't care. Yeah, 100%. They can start right now. They live right around me. All my life living here for decades, they've been living here. They've been living here. Yep. 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 They are animals. They are. They are animals. They're actually, no, excuse me. That's a disrespect to animals. They are worse. Worse than animals. Worse. Oh my God. Like, it's just like, ugh. Like, it's just, serving them is a pain in the ass. I'm telling you. It's a pain. They are a pain. First sign of gender is when you call human people. I'm not saying kill people. I'm saying deport their asses. They can go back to their country. You're here illegally. You're here illegal. You shouldn't be here. You got to respect the law of the land. They are worse. I'm telling you, they are worse than animals. And they think they're entitled. You know, that's the thing. It's like, this is not your country. If I wanted to go to China on a visa, China will investigate me to the fullest extent of the law because I'm an American, right? As they should for security, right? I'm not entitled to go to China or any other country. That's not my world. Just like America is not their world. This is not their country. So yes, they don't belong here. They don't. And so when people like to compare, when people like to say, well, about Native Americans or this and that and the third, or how we're all immigrants, you cannot compare a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth American to an illegal immigrant coming to America or someone just coming in legally. It's like comparing a Chinese person to an American in America. They're two different people. This is not their world. This is not where they belong. They don't. And so I'm tired of people feeling entitled to come to America just because the borders are open. They're not entitled to come here. It's like the lack of respect that you have for America and American citizens. It's like, this is not your country. And again, this is what government does. Government makes people comfortable, you know, because they're providing all these incentives. They make people feel entitled. They don't want to work. You know, they want to be on welfare for people who don't want to work, who want food stamps and SNAP benefits and whatever. You know, so they feel entitled to things. And this is what these illegals are feeling entitled to because it's so easy now to come here, you know. And so we need someone in the White House that can bring back the feeling of what it once was to come to America in the 60s and 70s, to where people didn't feel entitled. They felt like it was an honor and a privilege to come here as opposed to an entitlement, and change the whole outlook on that. Okay, so if we're going to talk about color, which you can't use on me, and I don't do this because I'm human, I'm brown as well. So miss me with that. I'm not illegal. I was born here. What about the ones born here that parents? Same thing. That's what I'm. Well, the ones that were born here, what do you mean? That they came here legally? If they're legal, then no. You know, the ones born here that parents come from other country. Now, if the parents come from other country illegally and they were born in America, those, again, you know, Trump was like, they're going to be deported, you know. But if you came here legally and, you know, where is she from? But she came here legally. She's from Slovenia. I mean, Trump's mother's from the UK, you know. So technically, Trump's father's from the Bronx. So, I mean, everything is by the father. So I was going to say technically Trump is second generation American, but since his father's from the Bronx, you know, so, I mean, that's different. That's different. It's different times. That's different. That's different. The ones that are coming here now, Sharon, they can't speak English. So when I say the 60s and 70s, during those times, that's when we're getting engineers, doctors, lawyers, people who are coming here, you know, who speak English. They don't speak English, the ones that are here now. They don't speak English. They're highly uneducated. You know, they're making under the table money. You know, so they need to up the criteria. They need to make it hard. If you want to come here, you have to be at least B2 intermediate, close to C1 level English. C2 is the highest. You know, you can't speak a little bit of English. So they need to increase the criteria of what it means to be an American. I think that's what they need to do. And then when you do that, you're going to get way more accomplished people to come here. Who's not born American? His mother, no, Trump's mother is not, you know. White people with money can come from safe countries. Girl, I don't care if you're white, brown, black. I'm saying this to Ukrainians. I'm saying it to Russians. I know what I'm saying is from Mexico, Latin America. It's all over the world. Dude, I don't care if you're from Australia or the UK or Canada. Everybody outside of America. I'm not just talking about Latin America. I'm talking about the whole world outside of America. Legal and illegal. I don't care what color you are. That's just how I feel, and that's my perspective. It should be stopped for a year or 2 years. They need to revet the system, up the criteria a little bit higher, so we can start getting good people that wants to come here, not people who can't speak English. You know, so not only are we getting like those illegal people, we're also getting people who are coming here on a visa called a diversity lottery visa, where every single year the government generates different countries in a slot machine that has a low immigration rate, and they start giving them opportunities to file documentations to come here. So people again like Sudan, Morocco, Nigeria, you know, even Palestinians, and so they need to get rid of that. And surprisingly, I was surprised when I read this, George H.W. Bush implemented that. You know, no, there's no what ifs. I said the whole world. I said the whole world. See, I agree with Ann Coulter about this. Just like, and I agree. It's just like we need to stop it for some time, and I agree with that because the immigration system is it's just messed up. You know, I mean, there's even people who've been here 30, 40 years that aren't even citizens, and it's not really a fault of their own. It's also because they've been taken advantage of by lawyers and attorneys and stuff like that. So they just need to revet the whole process before just letting more people in illegally or legally. That's all I'm saying. You know, she was not born here. I said that. I know she was not born here. I know. I know. Hell, my mom wasn't born here. Like, so hold on, y'all. So when people try to use the whole racist aspect with me, they can't, you know, when they try to use that whole racist card with me, they can't. Because that's when I can say, well, so, I mean, like, my mother is not born. My father wasn't born here either. You know, my mother came here early teens. You know what I mean? But those were different times, way different times than what it is now. Don't call her lazy. I just said the whole world. I don't want Arabs here. I don't want Latinos here. I don't want Ukrainians here. I don't want Russians here. And something about when someone tell me they're from Ukraine, they're here, it just bothers me. It's just something about that. I don't want anyone here, you know. And so we just need somebody that can speak their mind, someone that has power that can speak their mind without caring about the people who want to throw the xenophobic prejudice, da 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 da, people who care about their feelings too much as opposed to policy and what's really going on. Um, you know, because Kamala is just going to keep bringing them here. She's not going to care. She, I'm sure she's going to bring a lot of Indians here. You know what I mean? They can stank up the whole world. But yeah, so, and it's just, Sharon, it really just pisses me off even more because what I've been talking about on this YouTube channel for the past several years and now entering a workplace after not being in a workplace for the past 4 years of working alone, it just pisses me off when I have to work with someone who's not a full citizen, you know, in the workplace, but at the same time can have the same level of power or just as much as power than I do. That pisses me off. That does. You know, it's like, how can you have the same power or just as much power than I do when you're not even a full citizen American? You know, she's not going to win. There's no way in hell, unless they cheat, she's not going to win. So that's what pisses me off, you know. And adding on DEI, the diversity, equity, inclusion, that's just making them even more, you know what I mean, more entitled and more power, which is why I don't believe in a whole DEI thing. It's, to me, it's just the wrong way to go about it. It's the wrong way to go about it. And yes, people are hired because of their race. People are promoted because of their race and their skin color. That has something to do with it. I don't care what the media says mainstream wise. They are lying if they say it has everything to do about it. Just like gender used to be a thing, you know, and still kind of is. Race is a huge thing. It's a big. If it wasn't a thing, then you would not see big corporations plastering that shit on their front page, you know, because it's what's popular. Perfect example. This girl today just told me she got hired at this place. I didn't tell her I applied there, but I didn't get the job. You know, the girl wasn't even born in America, clearly. You know, the girl doesn't even, I don't think she has a high school degree or a diploma, you know, but I didn't get the job at that place. And I know wholeheartedly that she got that job because obviously she's a Latina, you know, and my look is ambiguous and I don't speak like a foreigner at all. And so it's pretty evident that she got that job because, again, she could have been open about who she is as a person in an interview, being Latino, whatever. It's like, I don't do that. I'm human. You're going to look at me as a human being. I'm not going to tell you what I am or whatever, you know, and it's not evident about what I am. So she got that job because she's Spanish. And this is a normal fucking job. You don't need credentials for this job, you know. I was like you when I was your age. What do you mean? Like me or like Squeal? No, I mean, I'm concerned about other things. I'm just, I just see like where the country's going and it pisses me off. And so I don't like the fact when I talk to someone who is on the right and they say, well, you know, it's good that a lot of people who are younger are speaking their mind because a lot of times we're told we can't say anything. And so for so many decades, people who have a different point of view, who are even conservative, may say, you know, we were always told to keep quiet, to not say anything. We really didn't like talk or say anything now. And it's good that the younger generation now is like fighting and being outspoken about that. And so I don't like the fact that there is a lot of people in this country that feel like they can't say anything because how they feel is not protected and they're going to be looked at as a racist or whatever, you know. I just don't like that. um I was like you when I was your age, but now I have other things I'm concerned about. No, I didn't really, I told you I didn't have a concern about anything politically until it started to affect my life, and that was when Obama mandated Obamacare. That's when I started to research stuff, when it was illegal not to have health care in America. That's when, I mean, that affects my life. Why do I need health care? For what? So that's when I started looking up and looking at things and stuff. I didn't assume, I'd never said that, which I hate that phrase that the media uses, POC. I had never said they don't have qualifications. I said she got that job because she's Spanish. That's what I said. And that's not a lie. Literally, I went to another location the other day. It was nothing but Spanish, Indian, black. They had no white working there. You know, literally at the job I'm at now, all the supervisors are black, all of them. So you talking about diversity? Why isn't there other? You know, first of all, why are you even looking at color or gender? You know, but for some reason, to a lot of companies, DI means only black. You know, um, so I'm just tired of people looking at race as a credential. Actually, that's not even a credential, as a entitlement to hire people. So yeah, I'm just tired of it. That's all. Just treat people and hire people based off of their qualifications, their potential. That's it. You don't have to look at race. You don't have to look at whatever, you know. So it works both ways. It's not just, oh, you have a white manager who's interviewing you, your last name is foreign, or you look foreign, it's the reason why you didn't get hired. It works both ways. Oh, you're not black, or you're not this, or you're not that. It's the reason I'm telling you, it's not just one way, it works both. And so what the media is doing, they're presenting it in one way where it's like, oh, if you're a person of color, which I hate that word because I'm not a person of color, I'm human, you know, then it's going to be hard for you to get a job. Da da da. So they only used one way, one narrative. They don't talk about the other end of the stick. If you're white, then you're not going to get a job. You know, you're not under diversity. You know, they only talk about white privilege. Well, guess what? Now there's people of color privilege. There's black privilege. You know, or whatever they call it. What they call it now, BIPOC, AAPI, stupid shit acronyms that they keep making up every month. Privilege. You know, so it works both ways. That's what I'm saying. It works both ways, though, Sharon. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The media just present it in one way where they only hire white people. But now it's and this is what DI doing. It's just introducing racism in another way. It's the other end of the stick now, where if you don't fit or if you don't look or if you don't present as another race, it's like, you know, you're not going to be hired. It works both ways. It does. And so I just don't like the media lying to one narrative. I just don't like that. And so yes, I do believe in they got hired because DEI. 100%. Because that's the thing. And if you don't believe that, then you're blind. Yeah, I never said there wasn't a time. I just said it works both ways. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. We've reached to a point where there's crumbs of situations where racism happens. It's like, why are we introducing a new perspective that's bringing racism back? That's what I'm trying to say. That's my point. That's all I'm saying. It's not controversial. You know, I don't even think Martin Luther King would like the fact that Democrats are introducing DEI because it just brings back a new form of that's racism. That's what that is. I even told my boss recently, he's a white person. I said, and I even said this, what we're talking about now. I know you're not supposed to talk to this in the workplace, but I said it privately. I was like, this person, he's a black person. I'm like, did he get the position because he's black? Literally, like DEI, you know. And so on a different situation, he brought that up. I'm like, well, yeah, I said this because when I talked to the other manager who's below you, this woman said she doesn't want to have a conversation because I said, well, he doesn't have supervisor experience, you know. So if I want to be a supervisor, I have a college degree and everything, you know, why did this person get it when they don't have experience? She's like, oh, I don't want to have discussion. I don't want to have that discussion with you. Now, this is a white woman. So if you don't want to have that discussion with me, and literally the company's plastered under DEI with their website and everything, of course, that's the thing I'm going to think about. And the obvious conclusion I'm going to think about because this person got hired as a supervisor or got promoted as a supervisor because they're black. Of course, I'm going to think that way. If you can't provide an actual reason as to why this person got hired or promoted as that, there's no other logical thinking but DEI, you know. By the way, it was a horrible manager. That's no longer a manager. But what I'm saying is, you know, that definitely has something to do with it. So, and so it's interesting, again, what I've been talking about on here for so many years is literally a reflection of the workplace. So it's one thing to listen to it on the news or read about it or read documentation, see stuff on the news, but it just hits you differently and you're like, interesting. So what I've been talking about on YouTube for so many years now, is actually something I'm experiencing, you know. I got one girl the other day, she said, I told her, you go to the women's section. And she tried to go to the men's section, and I was like, go to the women's section, you know. And then she came back again. She's like, oh, I prefer the men's. And now she looked like a man, but since nobody was in the men's section, I was like, okay, go ahead. Nobody's there, whatever. I just went. She's like, and she was grateful. But it's like, oh Lord, here we go again with this pronoun bullshit, that I have to deal with, you know. So it just hits you differently when you have to experience it or see it in the workplace, you know. So it's like, girl, just go back to where you was before. You use the women's section. Nobody give a fuck what you are, you know. Why does it matter that you want to use the men's section? You're not even a man, you know. That's the thing. People throw the phobia stuff at you. That's not homophobic, you know. I let her use the men's section. There was no man in there, or if had they had a child in there, I would have told her no. I would have said no. And then literally her grandma came and she was like, girl, where are you, girl? Like calling her a girl, but yet she's using the men's section. Come on now. Y'all so quick to throw the phobia stuff. It's gotten so crazy that people who care about their well-being fitness wise are being called fat phobic by other people. It's like, how dare you even use that word for someone that wants to lose weight or who believes in having a healthy lifestyle? That's their life, but they're being fat phobic now. So what you care about for yourself is now a reflection about the community of people who are overweight or morbidly obese. That's just retardation. So it comes to the point where retardation now is common sense to liberals. It just makes no sense. It's like, how far crazy do these people want to go? It's fucking crazy. It's just crazy. There's no boundary, you know. Pretty soon they're going to say, now it's like you could pretend to be a cat or a dog or be a cat or a dog. Pretty soon, what they're going to try to do is they're going to say it's okay for a 45-year-old man to marry a 10-year-old girl. That's the goal. That's their goal. They want to bring pedophilia and legalize it. That's their goal. Woo. So Sharon, I had to deal with that the other day. I'm like, oh Jesus, here we go. She's like, oh, I prefer to use the men's room. It wasn't even a bathroom. But had it been a bathroom, it would have been worse. It wasn't even a bathroom. No, it wasn't even a bathroom. It was something else. Oh, so I'm not triggered by that. It's just like, you're not, and you already used a woman's room, so why are you trying to use the men's room? It wasn't even a bathroom. That's even worse had it been a bathroom. I have an open mind. I'll let her use the men's section because there were no men in there, or there was no kid. Bye-bye. I don't know. I just came on. It wasn't even a bathroom. It was a fitting room, not a bathroom. It would have been worse had it been a bathroom. And so for a fitting room, it doesn't really even matter what size. So she used a woman's room already. And I kind of felt like she wanted to go to the men's. I was like, woman's over here, And then when she came back again, she was like, oh, I prefer. She tried to go to the men. I'm like, no, woman is over here. She's like, oh, I prefer to use the men's whatever, And then she had one thing to try on, and I was like, okay, go ahead, because there was nobody over there, and it seemed like she was grateful that I allowed her to do it. But it's like, you know, um, so I'll let her use it. I'll Sharon, you're gonna be laughing at this. I remember I went I had went with one of my family members who went to Starbucks, and in Starbucks the bathrooms are unisex, and my mom was like, and she said it, and I was like, Mom, you can't. I was like, no wonder where I get my mouth from. She was like, why is there not a men's restroom and a women's restroom? Why is it together? And as liberal as Starbucks is, it's like, Mom, stop. Like, you can't, be doing that because it was unisex. But she was like, it should not be like that. I'm like, well, welcome to America. Welcome to liberalism. I'm glad you're a conservative now. She's like, well, why isn't there a separate room for men's and women's? Why is everybody together? She didn't even want to use it. She didn't even want to use the bathroom because there was a man in the bathroom. She's like, well, I'm scared to go. There's a man in the bathroom. And I don't know if he left. Why aren't there separate rooms for separate genders? You know? No, that's how my mom is. My mom is old school. My mom's conservative. My mom and my dad, they're conservative. Maybe not politically. Maybe now they are, at least but lifestyle, they're conservative. She wasn't gonna know. She was really pissed about that. She said in front of the Starbucks barista, which I'm sure he didn't appreciate because again, Starbucks is liberal, and I think he was, probably was gay or whatever, but black gay guy, whatever. I was like, you can't be saying that, But I see, I'll just stay. Now, I know when you go to some malls, they have a family bathroom. Excuse me, it's not. I don't know why people say bathroom. A family restroom, and then they have like a men's restroom and a woman's restroom. So if you want to make a deranged pronoun, whatever restroom is like, do that. Don't put them in the men's and the women's. Put it, they, them, he, she, we, it. Change the pronouns. Restroom. Do that. The issue is they're conflating everyone together. There's never an argument about a woman changing to a man and wants to compete in a men's swimming race because she is a she biologically and she's not going to win. Now, there's an argument about a woman there's an argument about a man becoming a woman like Leah Thomas because, it makes no sense scientifically because they have an upper biologically, Leah Thomas, has an upper advantage because she is a man, right? But on the other end of the gender, there's not an argument because there's no competition when a woman becomes a man who's competing against other actual men, So there's no competition. So it's not fair. So it's like they need to make their own sports team, just like they have Special Olympics. At this point, they need to make their own lane. They can do it. Make your own lane of transgender sports. I mean, that's not fair that a girl can't win because you got a man competing in her sport. That's just not cool. I'm just so tired about what's going on. Love your laugh. Oh, I know you do. I know. Sharon, were you here when I talked about weight loss? I actually lost way more weight than I did last year. Lost weight per week. Are you still walking? I was watching, you know how a lot of YouTubers on here, a lot of them, they do celebrity stuff. And then sometimes they try to do politics. I'm like, okay, let me listen to this, whatever. And it had people like calling in, telling their opinions. And I know 99% or at least 100%, but I'll say 99 to give people benefit of the doubt. 99% of them are going to be deranged and talk about, Trump being a dictator or being a racist. Because again, a lot of these liberal channels, they don't know anything about politics. So I expected someone to say, oh, he's a racist, he's a dictator, or whatever. They only have that 1% with a brain, you know, that said, well, they knew Joe Biden is sick and not mentally capable. They should opened up the room to have a Democratic primary, just like they had a Republican primary. Now, although I don't want a Democrat to win, I actually agree with that. That's fair. That's democracy, right? They should have had a Democratic primary just like they had a Republican, and I agree with that. You know, so if Gavin Newsom wanted to run, or Pete Buddha, Pete paternity judge, as I call him, paternity judge, not Buddha judge, paternity judge wanted to run or whatever, they should have a primary. You know, you still walking? Yeah, I'm probably like 180 now. Like maybe I need some batteries. I'm probably like 188, 189, 185. I don't know. I haven't checked my weight in a month because I haven't bought a battery. So I need a battery. But when I checked it a month ago on June 22nd, a month and a day ago, I was 194. So, and not even, it's not like I was even planning or trying to lose weight. It's just the fact that it's just coming off naturally because I'm walking everywhere, to the store, to work, everywhere. So, and I'm not even on a diet. So it's a win-win. But yeah, so I agree with that. They should have an opened whatever. So, anyways, not like any of them would have won against Trump, but at the same time, it would be only fair. Now, one criticism, I wish he would have picked Tulsi Gabbard as VP, or maybe Vivek Ramaswamy or somebody. So I did expect him to pick somebody who's not as popular as Trump. So, you know, I really don't know much about JD Vance. I saw him in an interview maybe like a year ago with Jon Stewart, and to me, he didn't really do so well in that interview. So I don't know. He just seems boring to me. You know, he seems like a younger Mike Pence. Boring, no flavor, boring. So I wish he would have. I would have loved him to pick like Tulsi Gabbard or Vivek Ramaswamy. You know. So, but hey, we'll see what happens. I didn't expect him to pick a popular person. So I expect him to pick someone that a lot of people don't know. No, I wouldn't say he hates Trump. In 2016, I mean I didn't hate Trump, but I disliked him, you know. So people can change. I did. People can change. Now I'm not saying his change is realistic, but my change is. So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Because people can change, people can evolve. He's young, he's 38. In 2016, how old he was? You know, that was what, 7 years ago? He was my age now in 2016. That's a big change. So people can change. He's 31, which is my age at the moment. So, and he's 38 now. So yeah, people can definitely change their views. I certainly did a change, a big change. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying his change realistic. I know he's married to an Indian woman, so maybe he cares about all that race stuff. I don't know. But anyways. Okay, I'm really going. Why are you really going? I'm actually getting really tired. So people can change. It's because we're back to politics. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lordy, 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 Lord. Worry about Justin Trudeau and how bad he is in Canada. Worry about him. But people can do a whole 180, just like Tulsi Gabbard did a whole 180, just like I did a whole 180. Like, people can change. You know, and that's the problem with the media. The media just want to make it a black and white situation. It's like you got to be this or that. It's like, no, dude. It's like that's not realistic. Vaccine mandates. Well, he's a progressive, so a lot of things. So, no, you said what policy? I gave you one. Anyways, him being pro-choice, I can tell he's pro-choice. I don't even need to even look that up. That's another policy. Immigration. But again, I'm not a Canadian, so I don't care. But what really pissed me off is how a lot of people lost their businesses because of him, during the pandemic, because they didn't want to comply with a fake Beetlejuice shot. That's what really pissed me off. So that's communism. That's government tyranny. That's what that is. Ooh, lordy, lordy, lord. Lordy, 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 lordy. I'm not too dumb. My people come from another country. I just have a different perspective. I already told you the reason why I don't want them here, It's just weird. It's too much. And it's not just America. It's other countries who aren't a part of my world. They have issues with immigration too. It's not just America. It's Egypt, Turkey. Turkish people will straight up tell you, I don't like Arab people and I don't want them here. I don't want them here because they start trouble. It's immigration that's starting trouble. They're coming here so having an influx of people coming to another country that they don't belong to, that's a problem to the actual citizens. That's an issue. It's part of the reasons why a lot of wars happen, actually. So that's a problem. So, hopefully, when we get a conservative in the White House, we can stop this immigration bullshit. We can stop it. Well, the natives today want the land that is American now from the people who stole it from them. They don't want the land that it once was during their ancestral times. So it's like the liberals or the people who keep bringing up Native Americans want to come to an America that the French created, the very same people who they are against. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, that's the logic. That's the logic. That's why I say bad things need to happen in order for good things to prosper. So what happened was bad, but great things happen afterwards. America happened. People want to come here. Yes. We're such a young country, but so powerful at the same time. So that's why people want to come here. We're younger than the UK. We're younger than the Middle East, Turkey, all of these other countries. But people want to come here because we're just powerful. That's why we're powerful. Yes. Anyways. I'm so tired. I just missed when America was a mystery to foreigners. I miss those times where it just wasn't so easily accessible. I want to go back to those times. All right. Well, thank you for watching my show. Nice seeing you, Squeal. Get that divorce. Get that divorce. Sharon. It's getting late, so I'm going to sleep. See you later. Bye-bye.